So this is my Humane prison cell design. Our inmate is Samantha Sparrow, a 21-year-old woman who was wrongfully convicted of a crime and given life in prison. Even though her alibi was proven to be true, um, so at the time of that the crime that she was convicted of happened, me and her were out rock climbing, and she fell and broke her ankle. So she's gonna have some trouble getting around for a little while. Um, Since we grew up together, she tells me everything there is to know about her. So, for instance, she has struggled with depression for a really long time and tried to commit suicide a couple times. And so, after one of her suicide attempts, her parents decided to send her to a therapist, and there she was diagnosed with both clinical depression and schizophrenia. So, when I was going about designing the cell, I was thinking about how to protect her from herself and make it a cell that would be an acceptable cell in the US, while also making it comfortable. So we have a extra long twin bed because an adult doesn't usually fit into a twin size bed. The furniture in the room, the bed, chair, desk, they're either too heavy to lift off of the floor or they're attached to the floor. And then the desk is made of wood, um, and the partitions around the shower area are frosted glass because they are things that seem to be more fragile, and research has shown that things that look unbreakable present the challenge of breaking them. So while she's stuck in the cell, she starts having some problems. We don't want her to feel like she needs to break these things or feel like there's a challenge to break them. Um, and so I was thinking also that most don't have enough privacy for shower and toilet areas. So along with this frosted glass partition around the shower, there's also a sliding partition at the opening to them that can be closed for max privacy of that area. And the frosted glass also allows for any uh, patrol in the prison, any guards in the prison, to be able to see the silhouette of her as she is in there, just in case she is trying to harm herself, even though all of the fixtures in the room are flush with the ceilings and walls. And so when it comes to the mental health side um, of this, it's been shown through some research that natural air has an impact, natural ventilation, natural air, I should say, has a big impact on your health, both physical and mental. So there is a sliding panel um, over an air filter thing and some bars where that can be opened, where she can open it up and allow that fresh air to come in and circulate throughout the room so that she's not breathing in the stagnant air that is stuck within the room if that were not there. And another thing that has been shown to affect mostly mental health, but also a lot with physical health as well, are access to daylight and views. So I've given the room a large window that's split apart into some smaller portions through the use of this essentially a grate that allows for a lot of natural light to come in, and even through the openings in it, um, it gives it allows for a lot of views of nature that you can either back up and see in the larger frame, or you can look through get up really close and look through just one and see a small frame of nature. And because it is a prison and guards do need to be able to see everything that's happening, um, and they do room searches a lot and stuff, there is a window that looks from the corridor outside of the room into the room itself, and so they can just see in through here without like having to go in. And then there are also some cubbies that are built into the wall above the bed where she can store things, and that can be opened from the outside here, where that it can be like searched for anything because, prison guards do that. That's part of their job, and they have to make sure that prisoners don't have anything to hurt themselves. So here's a better view of that gray. It's just looking from the outside to the inside. And so when designing the cell, I wanted for the occupants to feel less trapped than if they were in an ordinary cell, and to give them a sense of personal space. Because without all of these aspects like natural light and ventilation and a feeling of having your own space, that can really have a toll on a person's mental health. And on someone that already has been diagnosed with two mental disorders or mental issues, not really sure how to phrase it here, um, that could have a big difference. And so this element used for the window looking to the outside, uh, it does allow that light and the views that you need for your mental health, but it also kind of gives a sense of personal space because it doesn't always let the light in directly. As the sun goes up throughout the day, it becomes more of a diffused light and even more of a comforting space. Um, so, also, I guess I should have mentioned that opening this little tiny area in the wall to allow the air to come in also allows for noise from the outside to come in. So while a prison might leave someone in their cell for extended amounts of time, even though that is not what it is intended for, um, the person would still have the sounds of whatever is outside coming in so that they're not just stuck in their head the whole time. And so the cell itself is 205.3 square feet, um, which it could have been bigger, but bigger felt, well, I shouldn't say felt because I haven't actually been inside of this cell, but bigger seemed like it would be too much space. Because the average size of a college dorm room for two people without a bathroom is 205.3 square feet, also, as well as the average dorm room size for a college dorm room suite style. And so through my experience, that's really a comfortable amount of space for a single person to be in. And so I also added color through the cubbies and the bedding and the color of the chair. Also makes it a little bit more of a personal feel to the space. So that is my humane cell.